So here three words define: linear, isotropic and homogeneous. These are related with material, but since we are transmitting electromagnetic waves in a medium, the medium may be capacitive, may be conductive, or it may be a dielectric. So that time we are going to define this linearity, isotropic or homogeneous. So when it is a equation, it is equal to epsilon E, and if it is a linear, then D varies linearly with E. So D is equal to epsilon E. If it is conducting medium, then J is equal to sigma E. So J varies linearly with E. So it is called linear. So that is definition for linear medium or linear material. In case of homogeneous, when it is independent of XYZ, when it is independent of XYZ, then it is called homogeneous. So you will not get these 9 parameters. So XYZ components will not come. So then it is called homogeneous. When it depends, like example is atmosphere. So in atmosphere, it depends upon XYZ component. So epsilon value depends upon XYZ. So here it is written epsilon XX, XY, XZ, like that. So it is space variable dependent. So it is not homogeneous. So if it is independent of XYZ, then it is called homogeneous. If depends on XYZ, then it is called non-homogeneous. Now third is isotropic. When the direction of all, that is epsilon, for epsilon value there are 9 parameters. So if these 9 parameters are having same direction, then it is called isotropic. If they are not in a same direction, then it is called anisotropic. So these are the definition: isotropic and anisotropic, homogeneous and non-homogeneous, linear and non-linear. So again I will repeat: linear means D or J varies with E. Homogeneous when epsilon or sigma independent of XYZ. Non-homogeneous when they depends on XYZ. So non-homogeneous example is atmosphere. Isotropic when dielectric constants has same direction, or sigma, that is conductivity, has the same direction. So when it has the same direction, all 9 parameters are having the same direction, then it is isotropic. If they are not in the same direction, anisotropic. So isotropic means their direction is parallel to each other. The electric field intensity in polystyrene. So polystyrene is a material that is a dielectric material. Epsilon R is equal to 2.55. Filling the space between the plates of a parallel plate capacitor is 10 kilovolt per meter. The distance between the plate is 1.5 mm. Calculate D, then P, the surface charge density of free charge on the plates, the surface density of polarization charge, the potential difference between the plates. So here first we require to find D. D is equal to the general formula is epsilon 0 epsilon R E. D is equal to epsilon 0 epsilon R E. So put the value, you will get, so epsilon 0, so we can write it as 10 raised to minus 9 upon 36.5, then into, so this is epsilon 0, epsilon R is equal to 2.55 into 10 raised to 4, that is E. So the answer is 225.4. Now unit of D, that is nanocoulomb per meter square. Then P is equal to, we have already seen that the susceptibility, then epsilon 0 and E. So this is equal to P. So susceptibility is equal to epsilon r minus 1. Epsilon r minus 1 into epsilon 0. So this is the formula into E. So epsilon susceptibility is equal to epsilon r minus 1. So you will get, again you put epsilon 0 is equal to minus 9 divided by 36.5. So we will get 137 nanocoulomb per meter square. Rho S. So here this is rho S. Rho S is the surface charge density. So surface charge density is equal to D into AN. D into N. So if you find a dot product, you will get the surface charge density, where AN is the normal vector. So here you will get plus or minus 224.4, that is nanocoulomb per meter square. Then D is the surface density of polarization charge. So polarization charge, so I will write like this. So this is also density. So P into N, P into AN, that is equal to plus or minus, because unit of AN is 1, so 137 nanocoulomb per meter square. And V is equal to E into D, or E is V by D. We already derived. So not derived but written. So 10 raised to 4 into 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3, that is equal to 50 volt. So I think we have calculated everything. From the principle of charge conservation, the time rate of decrease of charge within a given volume must be equal to the net outward current flow through the surface of the volume. Thus the net current I out, that is coming out of the closed surface, is I is equal to integration of J dot ds. So it is surface integration, that is equal to minus dq in by dt, where q in is the total charge enclosed by the closed surface. The positive value of the net outward current, the enclosed volume charge should decrease with time as required by the negative time derivative. So for a positive value, there is a decrease with time as required by the negative time derivative. Hence, integration of J dot ds is equal to minus dq in by dt. Now J dot ds. So here, using a divergence theorem, you can directly write divergence of J dv. So in terms of volume integration. But rate of decrease of charge minus dq in by dt, that you can write as, so q is equal to rho v dv. Therefore, minus d by dt integration of rho v dv. So rho v is the volume charge density. Divergence of J dv is equal to minus deba by deba t rho v by rho v dv. Now here rho v, as you already seen, it can be a function of space also, but here we consider only with respect to time. Hence partial derivative is written in terms of time. So deba by deba t integration of rho v dv, or you can write it as divergence of J is equal to minus deba rho v by deba t. This is called the continuity of current equation, or just continuity equation. Continuity equation is derived from the principle of conservation of charge, and it states that there can be no accumulation of charge at any point when currents are flowing. For example, in a circuit, if DC current is flowing, then delta rho V by delta T is equal to 0, and hence divergence of J is equal to 0. That means the total charge leaving a volume is the same as the total charge entering it. This is similar to Kirchhoff's current law. So we have already discussed about continuity equation and also the properties of sigma and epsilon, that is the quantity according to material. So these are the properties according to material. Now here you can introduce a charge, means since we are considering a medium, and medium can be a dielectric or it can have a more metallic properties. So it is possible that we can introduce charge at some interior point of a given material. So we'll write one equation that is called Ohm's law. J is equal to sigma E, and also according to Gauss law we know that divergence of D is equal to epsilon E. So if we take epsilon as a constant, so epsilon constant when the property is when it is epsilon is constant, so divergence of E is equal to rho V, that is volume charge, divided by epsilon. Since epsilon is a constant, it is taken at the right hand side. So D is equal to epsilon E, that is the divergence law, and if you put D is equal to epsilon E, then you will get this equation, that divergence of E is equal to rho V by epsilon. Now I'm directly writing the equation. So when you introduce a charge, that time the equation for the volume charge density will change, and here I have taken rho V0 as volume charge density at 0. So that is a 0 second, that is rho V0 is the volume charge density. So the equation is written in terms of T and TR, where TR is the relaxation time. So rho V is the initial charge density, that is rho V at T is equal to 0, and this equation indicates that the introduction of charge at some interior point of the material results in a minus sign is there, so results in a decay of volume charge density rho V. So rho V decayed because of minus T by TR. So associated with the decay is charge movement from the interior point at which it was introduced to the surface of the material. So the time constant TR is known as the relaxation time or a rearrangement side. So it takes that much time to decrease the charge. So again, relaxation time is defined. So it is defined as the time taken by a charge placed in the interior of a material to drop to e raised to minus 1, that is equal to 36.8% of its initial value, because e raised to minus 1 is equal to 36.8%.